Warriors are 10-1. You heard that right. 10-1 with Jimmy Butler in the lineup. An entirely different team when they have Jimmy Butler on the team. Stats-wise, with Jimmy Butler being a Golden State Warrior, unbelievable. He's averaging 17.6 points a game, almost 6 rebounds, and 6 assists in the 13 games that he's been with the Warriors. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. He's completely turned this season around. And I don't care what anybody says. This is a better acquisition than Kevin Durant. I think Durant would have gave you a lot of scoring, but they'd still be a lot of turnovers, a lot of hero ball. Jimmy Butler gets everybody involved, and I love that. I love that he gets everyone involved because he keeps the team engaged. And it's completely turned their season around. Now they're a top defensive team, a top rebounding team. When they were struggling in those categories. So he's added a layer of toughness, defense, scoring. Completely turned this thing around. Steph Curry has been rejuvenated. He's averaging almost 30 points a game since getting Jimmy Butler. Chris writes, we have the butler, the chef, and the postman. That's right. That's right. So the Warriors past 2 games, right? They went against the Detroit Pistons this past weekend. Detroit was soaring on the same kind of run the Warriors were on. 2 of the hottest teams in the league squared up in San Francisco. And the Warriors won 115-110 in a gritty, tough game. A game in the past that they would have lost. But not now. Not with the Jimmy Butler Warriors. And that's what I love so much about this team. Butler had 26 points in that game. He had 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Draymond Green had 12 points, 9 rebounds, 1 block, 3 steals. Moses Moody had 3 steals at 12 points. Stephen Curry, 32 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. And they did all of this against the red-hot Detroit Pistons with the same record at the time as the Warriors. They did all of this without Brandon Pajemski, without Jonathan Kuminga. All of that. And that's incredible. Those are 2 big players that they didn't have starting or even playing on their roster. And then they went to go take on the Portland Trail Blazers. And this is a team, too, that, hey, look, they're out of it. But they played their asses off against the Warriors. And at one point had a big lead against the Warriors. It was like, what's going on? But the Warriors are tougher than they look, and they came back and they won that game by a final score of 130-120. Jimmy Butler, 15 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. Andrew Wiggins could never do that on a consistent basis. Stephen Curry, 24 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. Quentin Post, 11 points, bombing threes. And Moses Moody, 20 points. The resurgence of Moses Moody since those players have gone down, since they trimmed the fat and got rid of all those other guys, got rid of Slow-Mo and Dennis Schroeder and all these guys, he has soared and has done so well since that move. And I love it. I absolutely love it because he's showing the team why they signed him to that contract. Because he's been good. It's unbelievable. It really has. In 10 games in February, he was averaging 27 minutes a game. And in those 27 minutes a game, he was averaging 13 points a game. This month so far, in March, it's only been 6 games. He's averaging 30 minutes. He's averaging 11 points a game. So you're like, okay, scoring is up, maybe a little down this month. Okay, I can live with that. He's averaging about 2 rebounds a game. He's averaging about 3 free throws a game, and that's the other thing, too. The Warriors themselves have been getting to the line way more often than they ever have in, like, 5 years. Now Draymond's getting to the line. Jimmy Butler gets to the line. In the game against the Pistons, Jimmy Butler was 6 of 7 from the line. Stephen Curry was 12 of 12 from the line. They are getting to the line efficiently, like they've never have before, and I absolutely love it. It's unbelievable what Jimmy Butler has done on the influence he's had on this team. Against the Trailblazers, Jimmy Butler was 7 of 8 from free throw line. Steph Curry 7 of 7. Moses Moody 4 of 4. So they're getting to the line, and they are taking advantage of that as well. You know who else had a big game against the Trailblazers? Buddy Hield. Now look, I complain about Buddy all the time. Buddy really pisses me off a lot. But he had 20 points, and he was 6 of 9 from three-point land. He was a plus 16 when in the game. And Gary Payton, GP2, 28 points, 26 points, a season high for Gary Payton. And he was 4 of 6 for three-point land. He was killing it out there. And you're right, Chris. Guy Santos has been an absolute revelation. Getting more minutes and showing the Warriors his value coming off the bench. He's like a more refined, but way better version of Anderson Varejao. This guy can shoot threes, can shoot jumpers, he can get rebounds. He hustles for loose balls. He does everything you want him to do. And you couldn't ask for anything more from Guy Santos. The games he's played in October was 4 games. November, 2 games. December, 3 games. January, 15 games, averaging 18 minutes a game. He averaged 6 points a game as well. Averaging almost 5 rebounds a game. In February, played 10 games, averaging 12 minutes a game. Same thing. In March, averaging 18 minutes a game. Averaging 8 points a game in March. Just absolutely killing it in March. Averaging about 3 offensive rebounds and 3 defensive rebounds. So the guy's been there. 3.7 rebounds on each way. It's amazing. Guy Santos has been a fucking revelation for this team. And he gives them that tenacity, that hustle that they've been needing so badly. And then there was this news. The news that we've all been waiting for. The news that I've been saying, where the fuck has this guy been for months? And that's Jonathan Kuminga. Courtesy of Shams, what the fuck you want to call him? Golden State Warriors forward Jonathan Kuminga has been out since January 4th with a sprained ankle. Plans to return to the lineup on Thursday against the Sacramento Kings. Kuminga was averaging 20.5 points in his last 14 games that he played in back in the end of December into January. Kuminga is coming back on Thursday. That is phenomenal. Imagine this team with Jonathan Kuminga. It's what we've been talking about ever since they got Jimmy Butler. When they get him back and they get Brandon Pajemski, this team's going to be really tough. Really tough because Kuminga is another version of Jimmy Butler. And I think Butler is going to teach him a lot in terms of how to share the ball, how to make passes down low, how to score down low, how to draw fouls. You're getting a guy that was averaging 20 points a game. Now, is he going to do that right off the bat? I don't know. Jimmy needs to take Kuminga under his wings. He has 2 wings, not 1. 2. But Jonathan Kuminga is coming back, which is huge news for the Golden State Warriors. They currently sit in the 6th seed and are 3 games back of the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets are now starting to win games because they know the Warriors are hot on their heels. They've won 2 in a row. They've beaten the Magic and the Pelicans. Not saying much. Those teams kind of suck. But I think when it comes to the Rockets, they got a guy on there that I would love to see the Warriors. They have guys on on the Rockets that hate the Warriors. Just put it that way. Steven Adams, he probably hates the Warriors. Jeff Green probably hates the Warriors. Fred Van Vliet, he beat the Warriors, so maybe not. Dylan Brooks, he hates the Warriors. What's the other guy? Jalen Green, I think he's the one who got into it with Steph Curry, hates the Warriors. So there's a lot of hate right there when it comes to the Houston Rockets. Now, right now, if the Warriors were to start the playoffs today, let's see. If they were to start the postseason today, they'd be going up against the number 3 seed LA Lakers, who I think can be they can be beat. LeBron James is going to be out. He's going to be out for like 2 weeks because he sprained his mangina. I mean, his groin, I think it was, trying to defend Bronny James. So he's out. Luka's like, so I'm back to just being me. I'm back to just being me. Cool, thanks. And they're about to go into their toughest stretch where they're going against Denver, Milwaukee. Actually, Milwaukee twice. So they got a bunch of tough teams coming up, and LeBron is magically hurt. So then there's that. The Warriors are surging right now. In their last 10 games, they're 9-1. With Jimmy Butler in the lineup, they're 10-1. It's unbelievable. I still think we're going to catch Houston. If we keep going the way we're going, there's a chance that we even catch up to Memphis. The Lakers could dip because of the loss of LeBron James. So we'll see how that kind of plays itself out. Lakers take on the Sacramento Kings tomorrow night at 7 p.m. in San Francisco. And we'll see how they kind of pull that game together. I think they're going to win. But I know that the Kings are going to play really tough because they're up against it right now. They know that they have to start winning these games, especially against Golden State. They've got to. They need to climb back into the rankings. I mean, they're in the play-in right now, but they need to do better. So we'll see how the Sacramento Kings kind of fight through this. But they got a lot of work to do. They really do. The Kings against the Warriors this season, they're 1-2. In January, they beat them 129-99. That's when they were in their tough rut. January, actually, they're 2-1. My bad, I read that wrong. They're 2-1. They beat the Warriors twice on January 5th and on January 22nd. But then this last matchup on February 21st, they beat them 132-108. So Warriors looking to even up the season series against the Sacramento Kings, and I think they can. The Kings' upcoming games after the Warriors is New York, the Clippers, San Antonio, Denver, and Dallas. Oh, wait, that was the game they just played. Oh, man, that was bad. Sorry about that, Kings. No, their upcoming games are going to be Golden State, Phoenix, Memphis, Cleveland, Chicago, and Milwaukee. A lot of these West Coast teams are playing teams like Memphis and Milwaukee. The Warriors have the same kind of schedule as well. The Warriors, let me pull up their schedule real quick because they got a tough one coming up. If I can actually find them. Like I said, they play against the Kings tomorrow night. What is this? Next game, last game. Blah, 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 blah. They got New York after that at home against Denver, at home against Milwaukee, and at home against Toronto. So 3 good games, New York, Denver, and Milwaukee after you take on Sacramento. I think they're going to come out of that 4-game stretch 2-2. I don't see them beating Denver. I'm sorry, 3-1. I think they can beat Sacramento, beat New York, beat Milwaukee. Denver will be up in the air. It's a pick 'em game. And I think they'll beat Toronto as well. All good stuff. It's going to be a good season, good end of the season. And we'll see how the Warriors come out of this. Thank you for watching this video. If you want more of this content, then check out some of these recommended videos right here on your screen. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to support the channel, you can do so by going to my website, which is nicotina.net, and there are memberships available under DreArea Sports.